Hi there, Alex Hickey here with the next song in my Myth of Normal song project. This is another song based in chapter 12 of the book, which is about child rearing and parenting. And this song is talking about the idea that babies and children use their parents' emotional and nervous systems in order to regulate themselves, which is such an interesting idea and makes it so obvious how challenging it is to regulate in an environment where self-regulation of the parents is not present or not possible. So it talks about that idea and a couple of examples, and the intro and outro are based in an actual quote from the book, which I'll put in the description below verbatim so people can read it. And I have a cold still sort of tailing off, and I probably will never be able to sing this song again in this key once I'm over this cold. So I'm going to enjoy singing it nice and low. The song is called Proxy Regulation, which is another one of those titles that I don't think gets used very often for songs. Young humans, especially infants, use the emotional and nervous systems of their caregivers to regulate their own internal states. I never thought about this before, but it makes perfect sense. Before we know what emotions are for, we need the presence of people who do, to hold us while we work it through. It's a proxy, an apprenticeship at its core. And what happens when those people are not there? They have to work, they're exhausted, or they're high, or they're scared. If they have trauma of their own, with a little self to spare, what happens then? What happens then? What happens then? What happens when there's stress within the home? Maybe some members of the family do not get along, or oppression or poverty are grinding everybody down. What happens then? What happens then? What happens then? What happens when everything seems rosy and sunny, but all the family cares about is status and money? Kids are under constant pressure, better study harder, honey. What happens then? What happens then? What happens then? In our society, there are so many ways development gets interrupted, arrested or delayed. And if the parents never knew the containers babies need, and they're not there, well, there's a dreadful price to pay. Young humans, especially infants, use the emotional and nervous systems of their caregivers to regulate their own internal states. Thanks for listening. Just want to make a little note about the second verse. The first of the sort of example verses, I use the term self, and I used it with a capital S, and that's a term from Internal Family Systems, or IFS, which is a modality of therapy that talks about all the different parts of us and this sort of central self that has a lot of characteristics of calm and curiosity and connection and compassion. So I'll maybe put a link down to the IFS Institute in the description below if you'd like to have more information about that. Take care. Bye.